Hello. How is everyone tonight? Am I coming through loud and clear? Let me know, please. Let me know, please. Okay, yes, I am coming through loud and clear. How is everybody on this Monday night? Excuse me. Nico, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, my friend. I very much appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Let's see who's with me so far. Goodness. I have got over on Twitch, Campfire Stories 1982. How are you? Over on YouTube, I have got Chris Kane, S. Rose, John McCullough, Ernesto Lopez, Video Store Review. First time watching a live stream. Well, welcome. Video Store Review. I hope you like what you see. Jumbo Me, Moser und Bach. There's my buddy Dave. How's it going, Dave? Rainy in New Jersey. Feels like an autumn evening. It was very rainy and dreary yesterday here in Kentucky. Definitely felt like fall. Let's see, there's Richard Skarinki, Rob Katzberg, Charlie Varick, Robert Long, Turbo Kid. Mr. McNuggets, Andrew, how are you doing, man?
Mama. Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this cloth smells of death.
Well, thank you for that $4.99 super chat, Patrick. Very kind of you, sir. I appreciate that. Good evening, Piz. Your show rocks. Well, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. I appreciate that super chat, sir. Very kind of you. Scott V. Paul Gray. How's it going? Eddie Wind. What's going on? Tori. How's it going? Jilly. Hello. There's Aaron Lewis. What's up, Aaron? There's Keith, Captain Halloween. What's up, man? How are you doing? Punisher Batman fan. What's going on? PSL is the best channel on YouTube. But it's even better in October. Well, thank you for the kind words, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, I thought, let's do a Halloween candy recommendations too. Okay, somebody remind me later on for some Halloween candy recommendation. After I get through the movie recommendations, we can talk candy recommendations. If you all are up for some candy recommendations. Yeah, so anyway, I wanted to do a horror movie a list of horror movies that I recommend everybody watches during October. And these are going to be some deep tracks. These aren't going to be the usual picks because I'm sure we've all seen those lists where it's like, the top 10 movies to watch either on Halloween night or during Halloween or whatever. And of course, number one is always Halloween, right? Of course, we're horror fans. We're going to watch Halloween at least sometime during the month of October, right? So let's mix things up a little bit and let's talk about some the movies that maybe don't get the recognition that they deserve. So, I mean, of course, Halloween is an obvious one. I'm just going to cut to the chase here. My entire list, it's just the Leprechaun series. It's every Leprechaun movie. That's the whole list. Because I can think of no better series to watch during October than Leprechaun. I'm joking, of course. Oh, goodness gracious. And if you all want to share with me some of your favorite movies to watch during the spooky season, please do so. I would appreciate that. That would be cool. If you've not dropped a like on the stream, please do so. If you're watching on YouTube, I would certainly appreciate that. That would be very kind of you. Riordan, how are you doing? Where should I contact you in regards to ordering a hockey mask? Either on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or on my website. There it is in the Twitch chat. All right, what about the Twilight series? You know what? I thought about it. I mean, I don't know about you all, but I'm Team Edward all the way, 100%. Yeah. Anyway, I divided things up into genres. I've got documentaries, faux documentaries, anthologies, supernatural, trash and sleaze, serial killers, found footage, body horror, WTF, underrated and overlooked, slashers, of course, vampires, werewolves, zombies, Giallo, and I'm going to mention at least one movie that was my favorite movie of last year. Can anybody guess what my favorite? I've mentioned it a time or two. If anybody wants to take a guess, I've mentioned it a time or two what my favorite movie of last year was. Anybody wants to take a guess at it? Andrew Richards, what's going on? Cliff Booth, Popeye, how's it going, Popeye? Hey, Selmer Slasher, what's up with you? Trick or Treat 1986, Dave. Tomorrow night on Region Free, we are going to be doing a Trick or Treat live commentary. So that'll be fun. That's our first live commentary on Region Free. So definitely tune in if you've not subscribed to the Region Free YouTube channel. Do so. Tomorrow night should be fun. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking some movies. So first up on my list, I want to talk about a documentary, a horror-centric documentary. It's my favorite horror documentary. I think it's the most intelligent horror documentary. I think it's got the best music. It's got interviews with all the icons of horror. I've talked about this one before in the past. It's The American Nightmare. I love this documentary. I watch it once. I watch it at least once every year in October. Interviews with John Carpenter, Wes Craven, David Cronenberg, Tobe Hooper, John Landis, George Romero, Tom Savini. They talk about the biggest and the best horror movies that the genre has to offer with the people who made them. It's, like I said, incredibly intelligent, informative. The soundtrack is Godspeed You Black Emperor, which just fantastic. The song is called Goya. Look it up. Epic song. But I really can't say enough about this documentary. It's not they talk about these films with such reverence, and the interviews are so, again, informative. And you know, how many of these guys are no longer with us? I mean, Wes Craven is gone. Tobe Hooper is gone. George Romero is gone. You know what I mean? So The American Nightmare, you can find it on Amazon. It's probably uploaded on YouTube, honestly. No, not Goya. It's called, the song's called, I think it might be called Moya. All right, I've got to look it up. Moya. M-O-Y-A. That's the name of the song. Awesome song. Yes. So again, The American Nightmare, it's out there. It's available. If you want to pick it up, a physical copy of it, it's pretty cheap. And I'm sure it's on It's probably uploaded in its entirety on YouTube too. So just look it up. I can't say enough good things about this documentary. Let's talk about a faux documentary. Is the Bucky costume all done? Yes, it is. Yeah. The Bucky costume is done. Now, are you all aware of the bloodstream that I'm going to be doing with Dwight H. Little on October the 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? No promises, but Bucky might be dropping by that live stream. Again, no promises, but Bucky may make an appearance during that live stream with Dwight H. Little. So I'm just saying, you might want to tune in, if for nothing else, for, I'm sure it'll be the first time that Bucky and Dwight H. Little have probably crossed paths since 1988. But it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Gwynplaine, you mentioned the WNUF Halloween special. My favorite the faux documentary that I want to recommend for you all during this month is Ghost Watch. Now, the WNUF Halloween special was kind of like the Americanized version of Ghost Watch. It is inferior on every single level. The story behind Ghost Watch and the trauma that it caused, the entire all of England, pretty much the entire United Kingdom, is incredible. And this is so freaking good. So this was set up as, this played on Halloween night on the BBC. It only aired one time on the BBC. And the setup is they're going live into a haunted house. And they're going to talk to the people living in the house and get talk about the paranormal phenomena that they're experiencing, so on and so forth. And of course, things go sideways. People thought it was real. They flooded the BBC network with phone calls. People were scarred for life because of this movie, or whatever you want to. It's a movie. Let's just call it a movie. For the sake of argument, let's just call it a movie. It is so good. It is so well orchestrated and executed. I can't say enough good things about Ghost Watch. Move heaven and earth to see Ghost Watch. Whatever you have to do to make it happen, make it happen. This movie is so good. And yes, Jilly, it does need a Blu-ray. It needs a Blu-ray. Absolutely. I believe there's there's all kinds of stuff on YouTube about the controversy and interviews with the people who were involved. And another really brilliant thing that they did is, like, all of these people here, these aren't actors. These are people who were on BBC. These were like trusted BBC hosts. So when people saw that they were hosting this thing, they again, it just added to the verisimilitude of the entire thing, and just freaked out the entire country. I got this off Amazon. This is actually the second one I've purchased. I gave one away because I was like, you've got to see this. And they were like, oh, I can't find it anywhere. And I was like, here, just take it. So I bought this one off of Amazon. So it's on Amazon if you want it. It's also on eBay. It shouldn't cost you any more than $20, and it's totally worth it. Such a good freaking movie. I can't say enough good things about it. Definitely check it out. Phenomenal film. Hell House 1, 2, and 3, they were almost on my list. Or at least Hell House 1 was almost on my list. But I've talked about that a lot. So I kind of felt I didn't want to, you know, I felt like that's kind of one that I've talked about a lot. But I love Hell House LLC. That's another great movie to watch during the Halloween season. Hey, what's up, Joey? How are you doing? Let's talk about anthologies, because you gotta have an anthology. You gotta watch an anthology during the Halloween season. Of course, there are so many great horror anthologies: Creepshow 2, Tales from the Dark Side, so on and so forth. But let's talk about a couple of anthologies. Trick or Treat, of course. But let's talk about a couple of anthologies that don't get the recognition. And the first one I want to talk about. Thank you. Thank you so much. Big Crack Rock, you gifted Riordan a sub on Twitch. Thank you very much, man. Very, very kind of you, sir. Very, very kind of you. Amusement. Now, Amusement was an anthology that came out. It seems like this movie came out maybe a year or two, or even around the same time as Trick or Treat. My memory, this came out in 2009, right? 2007, 2009. But my memory of this film is that when it came out, there was quite a bit of, I don't want to say hype for it, but a lot of people were talking about it sort of in the horror fan community. And then it seems like as soon as like Trick or Treat came out, nobody talks about Amusement anymore. It's just completely kind of disappeared. Let me see. When did Trick or Treat come out? 2007. Okay. So my memory is that this movie had a lot of goodwill toward it and people talking about it. And then Trick or Treat came out and this movie disappeared entirely. And I think it's a really fun, it's not quite as good as Trick or Treat, but it's a fun anthology. You like Amusement. Hey Jamie, what's up? How are you doing? The clown segment. Yes. The clown segment. But yeah, this is a really fun anthology. It's 4 stories or 3 stories, of course. 3 stories. And they all, of course, meet in the middle. So I actually went back and rewatched this a couple of weeks ago, and I think it really holds up. It's a movie that I reach for every couple of years or so and check out. And I think it's definitely worth your time if you're a fan of anthologies, and what better time to watch a horror anthology than during the Halloween season. Keep up the good work, Pizowell. Greetings from Tennessee. Tennessee guy living in Tokyo. Wow, cool. Joseph, how's everything going over in Tokyo? Amusement had some issues. Yeah, it says here 2007 and 2009. So maybe it was made in 2007, but it didn't get released until 2009. I'm not sure. It just seems, my memory of this film is that people were talking about it for a while and then people just stopped. And it seemed like when it comes to more recent horror anthologies, Trick or Treat just kind of, stole everybody's thunder. So, but again, I recommend it. I'm sure you can find it out there fairly easily. It's a fun watch. Check out Amusement. Another anthology. And this one, I went really deep on this one. I picked up the Fog 4K for Halloween Day, but I'll probably check it out before then because I'm weak. Understandable. Big crack rock. Hey, Eric, what's up, man? How are you doing? So yeah, again, I went really deep, 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 deep track for this one. It is the Super 8 shot on Super 8 film, The Basement. Any fans of The Basement out there? Now, The Basement takes a page from, I believe it's wasn't it Tales from the, was it the Tales from the Crypt movie about the people who basically they're meeting with death, and and death is basically, and they're like, you know, reliving the most horrible parts of their life before they die, and then they go to hell. Well, this is kind of the same premise. Only instead of 3 people, there's 4 people, and the entity that they meet down in the basement is called the Sentinel. It's ultra cheap. It is it's rough around the edges. And you've got this set, Dan. Very cool. Yeah. This has been out of print for a long time. Yes, this has been out of print for a long time. But yeah, really, you can tell, not a lot of money, rough around the edges, but very ambitious. And at least 3 of the 4 stories I think are actually pretty good. There's some nightmarish qualities to them. There's some nice makeup effects in the film. And it's only like an hour long. So it doesn't take up that much of your time. I rewatched it just the other night, and I had an absolute blast with it. This is really fun. Like I said, ultra low budget, shot on 8mm, or shot on Super 8, I'm sorry, horror anthology. If you can find it out there, definitely pick it up. And this set is so cool because it comes in like this oversized VHS box. And if I can get it out of here, you have the DVD, which also includes Captives, Video Violence 2, and Cannibal Campout, some, you know, classic camp motion pictures shot on video flicks. And it actually comes with a VHS, a red VHS. Yeah. The Basement is fun. That set is awesome. Yeah. It's yeah, fun little horror anthology, kind of a homemade horror anthology. But yeah. I rewatched it and I enjoyed it, and I said, you know what, let's throw it on the list. It's a fun time. Hey, Born to be Rad, Garrett, what's up, man? How are you doing? Oh yeah, I've seen Black Sabbath. You've got this set too, Garrett. Very cool. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Horror anthologies. Gotta watch at least one horror anthology during the Halloween season. Why not Amusement or The Basement? Let's see if I've missed anything in the chat here. Tales of Halloween is good. Yeah, I like that anthology. Hey Chris, how's it going, man? How's things going over in Germany? Hey Joe, how are you? Tales of Halloween is good, Artie Virus. Yes. Hey Matthew, what's going on? Dan, you mentioned Agfa. Hold on one second. This was a movie that you recommended during a recent episode of Region Free. I picked it up because of your recommendation. It could very easily be thrown on this list. It's Scary Movie, not the Wayans Brothers Scary Movie. This Scary Movie was out long before that one. It, yeah, fun. I don't know how you'd classify this movie. Not sure what genre you'd. Well, I mean, it's a horror film, but I'm not sure what subgenre it would necessarily fit into. But yeah, there's just a certain little charm to this film. It was shot in Austin, and when I was looking into this movie actually, and like the mayor of Austin, I forget when, he dedicated the date that this movie was first released, calling it Scary Movie Day because of how influential this film was on the film community and just filmmaking in general in Austin, Texas. And yep, that is John Hawkes. Pre-Oscar nomination, John Hawkes. Also, the guy that played Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. I don't remember his name, but he's in this also. So, but fun movie. Scary, yes, Scary Movie Day, yes. Scary Movie is a paranoid schizophrenic horror. Okay, yeah. Yes, I wasn't a big fan of Bad Candy either. Was not a fan of Bad Candy. Jay Dead, how's it going? Jumbo Me from Ontario. How's everything going up in Ontario? All right, so let's.
Mama. Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this cloth smells of death.
Ernesto Lopez. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat, sir. Is House Shark gonna make the list? Oh God. I'm training daily. Kind of like how a prize fighter trains for a fight. That's how I'm training to survive House Shark, The Trees Have Eyes, and Krampus the Reckoning. But thank you, Ernesto. Appreciate that. All right, so let's see. What's next on the list? What genre are we talking about now? Ooh, supernatural. Let's talk about some supernatural shenanigans, huh? All right, supernatural shenanigans. First up, Full Circle, aka The Haunting of Julia. Really good haunted house, haunted people kind of movie. It's available on Shudder. It's on Shudder. This is actually a bootleg that I picked up off of eBay. Picture quality is not that great. I wouldn't recommend the bootleg, but it is on Shudder. So check it out. It's on Shudder. Really good, like I said, haunted house, haunted people kind of movie. Hey, Jesse Yarbrough, what's up? That's right. Butch Patrick is in Scary Movie. That is correct. Any good Halloween flicks with on motorcycle sex scenes? Other than death screams, none that I can think of. Yeah. I saw Antrim a long time ago, Jay did. I actually did a review of it way back. So go check out that review. Hey, Bill Notbloom, what's up? But yes, Full Circle, a kind of an emotional, haunting kind of movie. Definitely recommend it. Great performance from Mia Farrow. Yeah, really can't. I don't want to say too much about it to spoil anything, but definitely worth your time. It would be a great movie to watch, I think, on Halloween night. Turn out all the lights, put the cell phone on silent, and watch Full Circle, aka The Haunting of Julia. I think it's on Shudder under the title of The Haunting of Julia. So, definitely. Full Circle, aka The Haunting of Julia. No, this movie's on YouTube. This movie's on YouTube, so you can definitely find this movie on YouTube in its entirety. I love this movie so much. I really wish that it would get an updated physical media release, and that's The Midnight Hour. I remember watching this back in the day on television. I don't know if it was the night that it premiered, but I remember watching this as a kid back in the day on television, and it checked off every horror movie criteria that I looked for. There's vampires, there's zombies, there's ghouls, there's pretty girls, there's cool music. It's got it all. The Midnight Hour is such a fun Halloween-centric horror movie. Such a great film. So much fun. Great cast. One of Jeremy's favorite actors. LeVar Burton is in this. But also there's a lot, this movie's got a lot of heart, I think. And yeah, I really like this movie a lot. Again, another perfect one to watch on Halloween night. You could do The Haunting of Julia, which is kind of a heavy movie, and then follow that up with this, which is just a fun movie. The best of both worlds. Any fans of The Midnight Hour out there? Hey Shannon, how's it going? There's Steak Sauce. What's up, Steak Sauce? Any Fulci film with a house or a yard? No, that would be too obvious, Nico. I'm trying to go deep tracks here. Can't wait for the dollar store pickup reviews. I'm preparing myself. I'm trying to prepare myself. The Haunting of Julia is a fantastic film. Yes, indeed it is. How are you doing tonight, Shannon? Hope you're doing well. I have a Midnight Hour super fan I have to bring back for a show sometime. It is a great one to watch on Halloween. Yes, indeed it is. Yes. Well, you have a physical copy of Midnight Hour. It's a bootleg. It's a bootleg. But it's great quality, and again, it's on YouTube. If you want to watch it in its entirety, it's on YouTube. Let's do a quick check here and see how much the official Anchor Bay Midnight Hour DVD is. Here's one for $119. Here's one for $95. $199.90. Here's one for $300. Plus $4 to ship. Because you can't fit that shipping charge in a $300 price tag for a DVD. So, sweet Jesus. Oh, here's one for $50, but it says it's the Anchor Bay release. $50 or best offer. Let's see. No, this looks legit. I think this is legit. And free shipping. I should make this guy an offer. $5? $5 it is. I'm not going to do that. But yeah. So not cheap, but again, it is on YouTube in its entirety. So Dream Emulator. You picked up The Trees Have Eyes? Oh geez. Why would you do that? Bacon Pew Pew. Hello, JS. Hello. Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Maybe that's not a deep enough cut for you. I really like Let's Scare Jessica to Death. I think the only reason why that one maybe didn't make the list is because I don't own it on Blu-ray. But I really like that movie. Yeah. I'm going to get to some slashers here momentarily. We'll get to some slashers here momentarily. All right. So that's the supernatural selections for this spooky season. The Midnight Hour and Full Circle, aka The Haunting of Julia. Let's talk about some trash and some sleaze. Okay. Now I wanted to get really trashy here. Really trashy. Now this isn't a good movie. Two of these three are not good movies. Let me just get that out there. I'm not saying they're good movies. They are good for a laugh. So if you're going to have like some friends over on Halloween and you're going to have a couple of beers, a few laughs, here you go. The first movie is The Last Slumber Party. I did a review of The Last Slumber Party a few years ago. This movie is, I'm not sure exactly how to put it. It's really bad, but it's bad in a really funny way. It's directed by Steven Tyler. Not that Steven Tyler. A different Steven Tyler. But just there's so much. It's just so. I don't know how to describe it. It's like they shot half the film in one format and another half of the film in a different format. There's like goofs, but like they didn't have time to reshoot the scene, so they just let the goofs stay in the movie. The movie shifts from having one killer to two killers at one point, but then the first killer kills the second killer. It all takes place in like one bedroom. Well, not the bulk of the action takes place in one bedroom. And like there's no place for anybody to hide, but like there's two killers hiding in this one bedroom while people are going in and out, like, getting it on and doing stuff. People are killed in the room, but nobody notices. It's a mess, but it's fun. And especially if you're going to be hanging out with some friends on Halloween night, having some beers, The Last Slumber Party, I recommend it. There you go. So that's the first one. This one should be an obvious one. I thought about not even adding this one to the list, but because I talk about it all the time, but I love this movie so much. And it just gets better and better as time goes by, and as with multiple viewings. Of course it's Pieces. If you haven't seen Pieces, I don't know what on earth you're waiting for. You should own this film. It's so good. It's so good. Can I get a show of hands for Pieces? Some love for Pieces. I love Pieces. Okay. We've got some love for Pieces. Pieces is amazing. Is Pieces a deep cut? It cuts deep. Pieces is a classic. Okay, we got some love for Pieces. I feel like I need to just throw this movie out there at every possible whenever I have the chance to do it, I need to bring up Pieces. I love this movie so much. Okay, so we got a lot of love for Pieces in the chat. Okay, great, great, great. Tasting of the Scorpion, how are you? Pieces, let's go. Love Pieces. Pieces is good. It's exactly what you think it is. Indeed, it is. It is the one, the puzzle with the yes, that's the one, the puzzle with the naked woman. Yep. Oh, Chris, you've got to go watch Pieces, my friend. You've got to go watch Pieces. God, I love trash. Yes. Linda Day, George, I know. Oh, so good. Yes. Yes. Eat some Reese's Pieces while you watch Pieces. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, God. So fun. So good. So sleazy. So trashy. I just can't get enough of it. Can't get enough of it. So Pieces, if you've not seen Pieces. Pieces. Here's another one. Again, it's not good. But if you're going to have some friends over, you're going to have a few drinks, this would be perfect. It's available on YouTube in its entirety. I did a review of it a little while ago. It was one of those movies that I remember seeing as a kid on USA Up All Night, but it freaked me out on USA Up All Night, and rewatching it now, it still freaks me out. But I eventually found it again on YouTube, and it is Dream a Little Evil. Not Twice Dead. Dream a Little Evil. This is on YouTube in its entirety. This is a movie that looks like it was shot over the course of a long weekend for about $20. Really low budget, everything. But there's a character in the film that turns into a witch, and the performance of the witch, the look of the witch, the fact that the witch is constantly like puking this nasty looking stuff, it really freaked me out as a kid, and it like still gets under my skin now. It's crazy. It's crazy. The whole movie is about this nerd who creates he creates a device where you can make wishes and the wishes will come true, but the device is basically just a big salad bowl with like some lights screwed into it and some wires hanging off of it, so it looks really high tech. So he wishes, of course, for a beautiful woman. He invites his buddy over, who's a jokester, prankster, the typical jokester, prankster guy. And what do you think he wishes for? $1 million? A fancy car? Another beautiful woman? He wishes for a witch. Why not? So a witch arrives, and she is nasty. Nasty. Ugh. Yeah. Dream a Little Evil. Again, it's on YouTube. It's, yeah. Gonna have some friends over on Halloween. Some beers. Good time. Good time. 976 Evil. I almost thought about adding 976 Evil to the list because I never hear anybody talk about 976 Evil. And I think it's a really good freaking movie. I really like the sequel too. So it sounds like the last slumber party is Scream before Scream, except really, really bad. No, it's not Scream before Scream. No. It's just bad. It's just bad. It's just really bad. Let's see. Watching Dead and Buried. Nice. Very cool. One Dark Night. Yeah, I need to revisit One Dark Night. I got the MVD Rewind Blu-ray. I just haven't had a chance to watch it. It's been a while. Piz going deep tonight, I know. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the Corys. It's not Dream a Little Dream. No, it's not that one. Not that one. Piz in chat, I need y'all's help naming this 80s horror movie. It was about a group of girls doing a dare to stay overnight in this funeral place. One girl always be chewy. Oh, that's isn't that One Dark Night? That sounds kind of like One Dark Night. Okay, yeah, some people in the chat are saying One Dark Night. Okay. Yeah, 976 Evil 2 is fun. I like it a lot. I don't know, for some reason, nobody ever talks about 976 Evil. I think it's really good. I love the video Dead, Lil Liam. That was another one I kind of thought about adding to the list, but I don't know. There's only 31 days in October. I mean, you know what I mean? Gotta be somewhat selective. All right, so where are we at now? We have moved on to, serial killers. Let's check out some serial killer flicks here. All right, serial killer flicks. I've got 3. I'm sure everyone is familiar with Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. Great movie, fantastic performance from Michael Rooker. Great freaking movie. But what a lot of people don't know is that there was actually a sequel to Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, Henry 2. And surprisingly, this is a pretty good movie. It is just, it may actually be even more grim. Actually, no, it is more grim and bleak than Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. It's directed by Chuck Perrello, who directed a lot of like serial killer movies in the 90s. He did like I think he directed Ed Gein with Steve Railsback as Ed Gein. He directed at least a couple of more that were based on real serial killers. But yeah, I highly recommend Henry 2. I don't know how difficult this release is to get. It was released by Dark Sky Films. But yeah, I've always really liked this one. I remember renting it and just being like, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer 2? Ugh. And I was really pleasantly surprised. And I've rewatched it a couple of times since, and it holds up. Like I said, it's really grim and bleak and just, yeah. It's not quite as good as original Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, of course, but I think it's definitely a worthy sequel. I mean, I don't know if Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer needed a sequel, but if it was going to get a sequel, this is a pretty good sequel to Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. So. Yes, a lot of people don't know Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer 2 exists. Let's see if it's out there. Let's check Amazon too. Amazon first. Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer 2. It's on Prime Video for $2.99 to rent. That's not bad. Let's see. There's the DVD. The DVD is not available. Well, yeah, you can buy the DVD cheap. You can buy it really cheap. So, And again, I do recommend it. Starring Brad Dourif's accomplice from Child's Play. Or Brad Dourif's accomplice from Child's Play is in this? In this? Okay. But yeah, I recommend it. Check it out. Another really good serial killer flick I never hear anybody talking about is The Minus Man with Owen Wilson. Very understated, quiet, but in a good way kind of serial killer movie. Maybe I would say kind of more disturbing, because this is the kind of serial killer that could legitimately get away with doing what he does, for a very long time. He's not, being very messy with his victims. He's selective when it comes to his victims. He stays in one place for a short amount of time and then moves on. But yeah, I've always really liked this film. Owen Wilson's performance is fantastic. Great cast. Let's see, Brian Cox is in it. Dwight Yoakam, Mercedes Ruehl, Sheryl Crow has a small role in the film as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if this got a Blu-ray release. This is the old Artisan DVD release for The Minus Man, so that tells you how old this is. This is actually an ex-Blockbuster rental, as a matter of fact. So I don't know if let's see if The Minus Man even got a Blu-ray. It was a movie that used to play on like IFC all the time. I don't see a Blu-ray. It was based on a book by, I believe the author's name is Lou McCreary. Yeah, Lou McCreary. I actually read the book. Pretty good book, too. So, yeah, anybody seen The Minus Man? Never heard of it? Sounds cool. Hey, Trevor, how are you, man? Minus Man used to be on Showtime a lot years ago. It's really good. Yeah. Henry 2 is on Vudu for free. Okay, cool. Oh. How are you doing, Jess, by the way? Hope you're doing well. I have seen the Neon Demon. Yes. Yes. But yeah, definitely look into The Minus Man. You can find it out there on DVD for cheap. It's on Amazon Prime. Pretty cheap. So I definitely recommend it. And last, when it comes to serial killer flicks, this is one that I've reviewed in the past, but it's another one that just I never hear anybody talk about. I don't believe it has a Blu-ray release. And yeah, it's just kind of flown under the radar. And that's The Ugly. Any fans of The Ugly out there? Directed by Scott Reynolds. He directed another movie that I liked, called When Strangers Appear. Not as good as The Ugly, but I liked it. Yeah, Alex, I agree. Yes, Minus Man is a mind screw. Yes. The Ugly is a really good movie. Yeah. Do you guys remember that? What was that? Oh man, it was that, what was that documentary called? It was a horror documentary that had a lot of hype around it. Oh crap. What was it called? But basically it was just like clips of different horror movies with like, maybe a second or two of an interview with somebody, and that was it. It was like a really bad, I think it was called Boogeyman. I think it was called Boogeyman. But I remember, I think I may have bought that back in the day, as a matter of fact. And I remember watching that thing and just being like, what the heck? But the one good thing about that documentary was that they mentioned The Ugly. And I'd never heard of The Ugly, but the clips they showed of the film I thought were fantastic. And so I went out, I picked it up, and I freaking loved it. And yeah, great serial killer movie, really stylish. His victims haunt him, and his victims appear as like these ashen white specters with black eyes, and where he slit their throat, they're like leaking black blood everywhere, and it's really
Yes,
good.
darling, what is it? Move it this close.
It smells of death. Thank you, Brian, for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that, man. Hey, Piz, hope all is well. Thanks for the recommendations tonight. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the super chats. I'm glad you're digging what you see. I've seen a clip of The Ugly on the Boogeyman DVD. Yes. So I wasn't a fan of the Boogeyman DVD, but it did at least turn me on to The Ugly. And yeah, never hear anybody talking about this movie, and I think it's an absolute shame. The Ugly. Let's see how difficult it is to find The Ugly. Let's see. Let's check Amazon first. Don't think it ever got a Blu-ray. Oh goodness gracious. $35 for the DVD. Or you can buy it used for like $2. Used for $2.80. So yeah, that's not a bad investment. Let's see about The Ugly on eBay. Okay, here we are. $5 on eBay. $10. It's worth it, I'd say. Definitely. If you've not seen The Ugly, check out The Ugly. I highly recommend it. Maniac should have made the list. Everybody knows about everybody knows Maniac. Yes, I've seen Boggy Creek. Yes, The Legend of Boggy Creek. Long time ago, though. So yeah, The Ugly. I believe it's a New Zealand film, too. But yeah, if you've not seen The Ugly again, check it out. Hey, there's Jamie Blanks in the chat. How's it going, Jamie? Hope you're well. If you've not dropped a like on the stream, please do so. I would appreciate it. We've got 95 likes, so thank you all very much for all the likes. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. What genre are we on to now? All good here? Very cool. Any news on the Kindred Blu-ray? I've not heard anything in a while, but I know that the last I heard, it was almost done, or it was done. So hopefully soon. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Genre. Found footage. Okay, let's check out some found footage. Got 3 found footage flicks here. This is one that I reviewed not long ago. I saw it when it first came out many, many years ago, and I got to revisit it thanks to this awesome new Blu-ray from Cauldron, and it is The Collingswood Story. Really solid found footage film, well written, really good acting. I think this movie was definitely way ahead of its time when it came to how the characters communicated over the internet. I've seen this movie. Either I've seen a lot of movies since the Collingswood story. Basically, do what the Collingswood story did here. I don't know if they, let's just say they were inspired. It was an homage to the Collingswood story. Let's just put it that way. But if you haven't seen my review of this, I reviewed it very, very recently. So definitely check out the Collingswood story. Very good found footage flick. This one I actually have my buddy Christian Hanna to thank for turning me on to. And this is one, again, a simple, straightforward found footage movie, Paranormal Entity. It doesn't do anything that you haven't seen done in other found footage movies before, but what it does do, it does really well while keeping up that air of realism. Has anybody seen Paranormal Entity? The Collingswood story cover art is quite nice. Yes, it is. Definitely is. Collingswood is freaking great. Oh, cool, J-Dad. Glad you like it. Cauldron Films is a pretty solid label so far. Yeah. I've actually got I've got another Cauldron Films release here that I'm going to be reviewing soon. American Rickshaw. Sergio Martino's American Rickshaw. I've heard really good things. So. Hey, JK Rants and Reviews, recent subscriber, first live stream. Well, thank you for subscribing. Glad to have you aboard. Glad that you could tune in tonight. Hope you're liking what you see. But nobody's seen Paranormal Entity? I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend it. Let's see how easily available it is. Yeah, you can get it used on Amazon pretty cheap. I didn't realize they made how many Paranormal Entity movies? They made 4 of them. I had no idea they made 4 of them. Good Lord. Goodness gracious. Hey, Tennessee Tammy, how are you doing? Not a lot of people have seen Paranormal Entity. Look into it. Check it out. I think you will dig it. Oh, I've got one more. I don't actually own this one, but this is a more recent found footage film that I thought was awesome, and I never hear anybody talking about it. The Taking of Deborah Logan. Any fans of The Taking of Deborah Logan? I loved VHS too, Dave. That's my favorite VHS movie. I like Ghost Ship too, Robert. I've got the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I've just not had a chance to sit down and check it out yet. I got to go, but I really wanted to tell you this is an awesome stream with great recommendations. I'm still checking out your old vids and having a blast. Much love from South Carolina, my dude. Thank you, J-Dad. I appreciate it, man. Any love? No love for The Taking of Deborah Logan? You should definitely look into The Taking of Deborah Logan. Really good found footage movie. All right, Jamie, take care, man. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. I don't care about any of these movies in comparison to the pure sex dripping off the screen. When you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? And apparently I got it. So. Heard it's real good, but I haven't watched it yet. Hey, Jason Neal, what's up, man? You enjoyed the Howling commentary? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Never heard of this movie. Never heard of it. Oh, Jilly, you've seen it? Shannon, you should check out The Taking of Deborah Logan. I've had Deborah Logan on my watch list, but haven't pulled the trigger. Yeah, it's really good. It's kind of, in the beginning, you're not sure is she possessed or is it just declining mental health? And you kind of struggle with that for a little while, but then you start to realize, okay, there's something sinister afoot here. And there's some great imagery in this movie. Snake imagery. I'll leave it at that. But definitely check out The Taking of Deborah Logan if you've not seen it. Taking of Deborah Logan is a masterpiece. I'm glad you like it, Dan. I'm a glutton for punishment. I ordered Trick or Treats Blu-ray from Kino Lorber. Great cover art for Trick or Treats. Not a great movie, as I recall. I watched Scarecrows 1988 a couple of months back. Yeah, I've got the Blu-ray here. I've just not had a chance to. That's another one. I've just not had the opportunity to really sit down and enjoy. But yeah. So there's some found footage selections: The Collingswood Story, Paranormal Entity, and The Taking of Deborah Logan. And why not? It was brought up earlier tonight, and I love this movie, Hell House LLC. If you've not seen Hell House LLC, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I like the sequels a lot too. And I hope they're able to make the Abaddon tapes at some point. I recently watched Afflicted. I like Afflicted, Jason. Yep, I like Afflicted a lot. Throw that one on the list too. Check out Afflicted. You saw that the other day on Shudder, Campfire Stories. Okay. Drum Smash. How's it going, Drum Smash? LLC 2 and 3 were a disappointment for me in comparison to the original. Yeah, I mean they're not as good as the original, but I think 2 has definitely got some moments, great moments in it. 3 is, 3's okay. I think I've actually gone back and rewatched part 2 more than the first film. But yeah, I like them all. Really like the Hell House series. All right, so let's see where are we now? Ooh, body horror. Let's talk about some body horror for Halloween, huh? Only got one movie on the list for body horror. Fun movie, great special effects, creature effects. This movie was actually directed by Philippe Mora, who directed Howling 2 and Howling 3, both movies I love. He directed Communion, which I'm a big fan of as well. And it was written by Tom Holland. I'm talking about The Beast Within. Any fans of The Beast Within out there? So the the plot of this film is a woman is taken advantage of in the woods by some kind of creature. She's out on a date with her boyfriend, soon to be husband.
Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this cloth smells of death.
Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Ernesto. Will you be reviewing the newer Halloween 4K Piz from Shot Factory? I don't have those ordered. I've done my best to stave off ordering those things. I'm sure I'm gonna pick them up eventually. I wish I had a Best Buy near me because I know that they're in Best Buy stores already. Have those things are they even available on Amazon yet? Or what was the release date on those? Let's see. October 5th. That's tomorrow. I don't know. I've been close to ordering a couple of them, but then I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure eventually I'll get them. I won't be able to help myself. So, but thank you, Ernesto. I appreciate it, man. Philippe is one of the funniest men I know. Philippe Mora is a good friend of mine. I love that movie. Yeah. I've seen some Philippe Mora interviews, and he seems like a gas. Hearing him talk about like the Howling 2 and stuff is pretty entertaining. So, oh, and I'm sure he's got great stories from Communion working with Christopher Walken. But anyway, yeah, so The Beast Within, a woman is assaulted in the woods by some sort of creature. 9 months later, she has a baby. And as the guy is approaching maturity, he starts getting hair in places where there wasn't hair before. His face is breaking out. He's developing fangs, claws. His flesh it's nasty. It's nasty. The makeup effects in this movie are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Just nasty, pussy. Just, lots of pustules and boils, that kind of thing. Lots of discharge. But yeah, fun movie. If you've not seen The Beast Within, you should definitely check it out. I'm not sure. I don't remember when this Blu-ray came out from Scream Factory, but yeah, I highly recommend it. Yeah. Fun, nasty, grimy, dirty body horror flick. The Beast Within. Definitely check it out. All right, so let's talk about some WTF movies. I got a couple on the list here. One of them I've talked about in the past. Well, I've talked about both of them in the past. I've reviewed one of them in the past, and that is The Pit. Now, The Pit is about this little boy named Jamie who has a teddy bear. There's his teddy bear. He's holding it. The teddy bear occasionally tells him to do very bad things to people. And one day he's walking through the woods and he finds a hole in the ground that's full of trolls. So what do you do when you find a hole in the ground full of trolls? You feed people to the trolls. There is a um, there's a lot of hilarious scenes in this movie, but there's one in particular where he's pushing this nasty old lady in a wheelchair, and he rolls her into the pit, and it's really funny. Really funny. There's another great scene where he's tossing around a football with this guy, and the hole it's a big hole. You're not gonna not see it, but Jamie tells the guy, like, go long, go long, go long, and the guy's just running, and he falls into the pit and gets eaten. And the kid that plays Jamie, Sammy Snyders, I believe is his name. Sammy Snyders, yeah. There's just a lot going on in this movie. It's just not right. Just not right. But such a fun, silly. I would love to read the novel that this movie is based on. Now, this Blu-ray from Kino Lorber has an interview with Sammy Snyders on it. Another thing I love about this movie is that Jamie is always like in the wrong place at the wrong time. And like he can't not get in trouble. He's either like, like peeping on somebody, peeping on like a woman, which of course he should get in trouble for that. But then just like he's walking around minding his own business, and then he gets in trouble or he's blamed for something that he didn't do. It's just such a weird freaking movie. And his relationship with his babysitter, he looks like he's about, I don't know, 18 years old in the movie, but playing like a 12-year-old. And he's got a babysitter, and the babysitter at one point's giving him a bath. And it's just like, what female babysitter would give, even if she was looking after a 12-year-old boy, why would you give him a bath? It's just strange. It's so strange. But I love The Pit. If you seek out The Pit and watch it, you will be, your life will be better for it. I promise.
Yes, darling, what is it? Mother's cloth smells dead.
Thank you, Phantasm81, for the 100 peso super chat. I appreciate that, sir. Great recommendations, Piz. Thank you. Well, thank you, my friend. Very kind of you. Nightmare Beach. I love Nightmare Beach too. Yes. Nightmare Beach is a fun movie. Yes. Nightmare Beach is a fun movie. Let's see. Let me catch up here with the chat. If I've missed anything here. Thank you all for 116 likes on the stream. I appreciate that. Very, very kind of you all. If you've not liked the stream, please do so. Let's see. Body Melt is fun. Yes, she does give him a bath. Yes. It's very, the Trolologs. Yes. Trololog. The Last Exorcism 2010. I'm not sure if I saw that. I always thought the Beast Within was Teen Wolf. Man. I think we need a Teen Wolf, the Beast Within crossover. All right. Let's see. All right. Uh, where are we now when it comes to genre? So we've covered documentaries, faux documentaries, anthologies, the supernatural, trash and sleaze, serial killers, found footage, body horror, and WTF. Now let's talk about not really a genre, but a couple of movies that I think are vastly underrated and overlooked. Yeah, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I've got another WTF movie here. We talked so much about The Pit. I totally forgot. I've got another WTF movie here. I'm sorry. A new pickup. I can't even I can't even. This is another one that defies explanation. It's not really a horror movie, but it's put in the horror genre because there's just no other genre for it. And that's Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. Again, I'm not sure how to describe this film, and I don't want to give too much away about it. The relationship between the lead character and his mother is just thinking about it makes me I'm there's so much wrong going on there. So much wrong. But it's I don't know, it's one of those movies you just have to watch to you just have to watch it. I can describe it to you, I can tell you about it, but it doesn't you can't yeah. Anybody seen Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker? How would you a lot of Oedipal complex going on? Yes, a lot of Oedipal complex stuff going on there. That's for sure. BBNM was fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is just one of those movies. Like I'm shocked that a movie like this even got made. Bill Paxton has a small role in this film. I've never heard Bill Paxton talk about. I never heard Bill Paxton talk about this movie. Of course, he's unfortunately no longer with us. But just a wild movie. A wild movie. Another gem. I love that film, Butcher Baker, twisted psychological film. Yeah. That shit crazy? Yes, I would. Yes. I don't believe it's on Shudder. This is a new Blu-ray release from Code Red. It's only been out for a short time, but yeah. Well, actually, this is on Shudder because that's where I'm pretty sure I saw it on Shudder not long ago, and then I decided to buy it on Blu-ray. So. The alternate title is Night Warning. I really like Frailty with Bill Paxton. Yes. Yeah. You know, Bill Paxton was such a talent. Such a talent. Great actor. And I mean, he you know, imagine what he'd be doing today if he were still around. Clearly a good director. And too bad he's no longer with us. But definitely a hugely talented guy. All right, so now we've got WTF out of the way. Let's talk about, yes, underrated and overlooked films. I've got two. The first up is from Mike Flanagan. I'm sure everybody here knows Mike Flanagan. He's kind of become a big deal in the horror movie world. He directed Dr. Sleep. He directed Hush, which was really good. He was like the creator, showrunner, whatever of The Haunting of Hill House, and which was great. He did the Bly Manor series, which I couldn't get into that one. He's now doing Midnight Mass. So this is, really talented filmmaker. This was his first feature film, Absentia. I blind watched this on Netflix years ago. This cover art is so awful. This cover art was used on at least a dozen really bad, like straight to Netflix movies. And I remember scanning through Netflix and I saw this, and I don't know why, but I decided to read the plot synopsis, and I thought the plot synopsis sounded interesting. I watched it and I freaking loved it. This is a phenomenal movie. I think it's Flanagan's best. But unfortunately, it just, nobody ever talks about it. It kind of flies under the radar. It's low budget, but it's really creepy. It's got such a creepy atmosphere to it. I really can't say enough good things about Absentia. So good. So good. Let me see if it's available. Let me check on its availability. I'm sure it's everywhere. Amazon Prime for $4.99. You can get the DVD for $5 used on Amazon. I'm sure it's all over eBay. Too bad it does. It definitely deserves a Blu-ray release. Let's see here. $4 on Amazon, or $4 on eBay, $7 on eBay. So it's out there. Definitely worth your time. Great freaking movie. It's on Shudder. Okay, cool. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I've got the Zero Boys on Blu-ray. That's another one. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and watch yet. Never heard anyone who worked with Paxton say anything other than what a lovely human being he is. But yeah, Absentia. It's on Shudder apparently. Definitely check it out. Add it to your list. It's definitely worth checking out this Halloween season. This is Gold Piz. Thank you. Underrated movie, Pontypool. Yeah, Pontypool is good. I like Pontypool a lot. Yep. All right, we're flying through these. We are flying through these here, folks. All right, we've got one more underrated, your requested scheduled candy recommendation reminder, good sir. Thank you, Captain Halloween. Let me talk about Pen. Well, I just spoiled it. The next movie's Pen. Anybody seen Pen? This is a movie that I'd never hear anybody talk about. Such a great psychological thriller. I wouldn't say it's a horror movie. It's definitely a thriller. And when you talk about horror movies and thrillers, but this is definitely a thriller. Again, I don't want to describe it too much in order to give anything away. Pen is amazing. It has an Arrow release. The book is really good too. Pen came out in this says that can't be right. All right, let's look it up here. 1988. Stars Terry O'Quinn. And here's a very good plot synopsis for it on Google without giving too much away. Leon and Ursula, brother and sister, treat their doctor father's therapeutic dummy like a brother. But so good. So good. Penn is a weird one. Yes. Weird and good. Penn is unmissable. You will never forget it. Yes. That is true. Love Penn, needs an upgrade. I agree. This is the Aerodrome DVD. Did it get a Blu-ray from Arrow? More weird sex stuff. I guess I like weird sex stuff. I'm sorry. I don't think so. I don't know. Does it have a Blu-ray release? I've owned this DVD for a long, long time. Pin is good. Yes. Okay, I'm watching Pin tonight. You should. Yes. Very good. I don't think Pin has a Blue yet. It definitely deserves one. Yeah. Great movie. Go into Pin cold. The less you know, the better. Exactly. There you go. Just watch it. Just watch it. Watch it and then spread the word so that more people can watch it. All right, let's see. Now let's see. Where are we? Slashers. Let's talk about some slashers here. I've got 4 slasher movies. No, I've got 3 slasher movies. Pardon me. I've got 3 slashers. One of them I'm sure most of you have probably seen. Most of you have seen, but good one for Halloween. Anyway, let's get the ball rolling here with I, Madman. Any fans of I, Madman? This film was directed by Tibor Takacs, who did The Gate. And it's it's in the mouth of madness-ish, but in the mouth of madness. And it stars Jenny Wright from Near Dark. And unfortunately, Jenny Wright didn't do a whole lot after Near Dark, but she's in I, Madman, and it's definitely worth a look. She's reading a book, and the villain from the book is committing crimes in the real world. That's it. That's all you get. That's all you get. The Greasy Strangler is your favorite movie. You are a demented, disturbed, sick individual. Wang Hot Angho. I'm just joking, but that's a sick, twisted, demented movie that I wish I could forget. But no. Let's see. Love for I, Madman. I love I, Madman. Jenny Wright. That's right. Jenny Wright. Garrett. Jenny Wright's also the groupie in Pink Floyd The Wall. Jenny is a knockout. I, Madman. Yes, I like it. Slasher Giallo mashup I love. Stage Fright. Oh, yeah. Love Stage Fright. I, Madman is awesome. Actually, I talked about anthologies a little earlier in the stream. Phantasm. I may go back over them before long. Don't worry. BS artist. Oh my God. You know, you gotta wonder, like, the people who made that film, like, from what part of the subconscious do you create the greasy strangler? I don't know. The greasy strangler has taken the chat hostage here. Let's get back on track. I'm Madman. If you've not seen I'm Madman, I highly recommend it. Really fun, really inventive slasher movie. Tibor Takacs, took a slasher movie and actually did something different and exciting with it in 1989, no less. So, if you've not seen I'm Madman, definitely check it out. Does this have a Blu-ray? Does anybody know? Have I seen The Nostril Picker? That's not a real movie. Someone send Piz a copy of The Greasy Strangler to review. No. God, no. God, no. God, no. I have seen Come to Daddy, Jamie. Yeah, I did a review of it last year sometime. I really liked it. I thought, I was thinking Scream Factory may have done a Blu-ray of this. For some reason, that Blu-ray flew under my radar. Nostril Picker is real, unfortunately. Interesting. Oh, it's very out of print. That was going to be my next question. Is it out of print? So in other words, I'll be sticking with my old DVD then, I guess. Madman is good. I need to revisit it. Yes. All right. So number 1 on the slasher list, I'm Madman. It's going to be a pain in the butt putting all these Blu-rays and DVDs back on the shelf. Ugh. All right, next up, slasher flick. Really good slasher flick. I don't hear people talk about it very often. Early 80s slasher flick. It was basically a student film that they got. Well, it's The Dorm That Dripped Blood. Anybody familiar with The Dorm That Dripped Blood? I think this is a really well done, atmospheric, creepy slasher flick. It takes place on a college campus. What can I say? I like slashers that take place on college campuses. But yeah, basically it was a student film that the directors Stephen Carpenter and Jeffrey Obrow got a little bit of money to go in and kind of finish and yeah, I think it's a fantastic slasher movie. Let's see, what year did this come out? 81. It's also known as, I believe it's also known as Pranks. Yeah. Reversible sleeve here. Pranks. Yeah, if you've not seen The Dorm That Dripped Blood, I would definitely check it out. This is the Synapse Films Blu-ray. This has been out for a while. I don't know if it's still in print or not, but it is definitely worth your time. The Dorm That Dripped Blood. Christopher Young's first score. That's right, Jamie. Yes.
Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this cloth smells of death.
Thank you, Carter, for the $5 super chat. Thanks for the recommendations. Did you already do the dollar store movie reviews? Always dig your October content. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that very much. I have not. I mentioned earlier in the stream that I'm training in training right now to watch those movies. Kind of the same way a prize fighter trains before the big fight, because I know it's going to be a struggle to watch those 3 movies. But those reviews will be coming out soon. Soon. So, yeah. But thank you, Carter. I appreciate it, man. Student bodies. I love student bodies. I didn't add it to the list, though, but I do love student bodies. Yes, Daphne Zuniga is in this. Was this her first? I think this was her first film, actually. And this is the uncensored director's cut. There's like this movie is pretty brutal too. There is a murder where the killer basically wipes out this entire family in like 5 minutes. And like I think it's either I think it's the father. Like the mother and father come to campus to pick up the character to take her home. Well, it's a female character. I'll just throw that out there. And the killer kills mom and dad. Then she comes down and sees them dead. He knocks her out and then runs over her with the family car. Like forwards, like, he runs over, backs over, brutal. There's also a cool kill involving a drill into the back of this guy's head. So good stuff. If you've not seen The Dorm That Dripped Blood, aka Pranks, definitely add it to your list. All right, last slasher flick. This is one I'm sure probably most of you, all of you've probably heard of. Most of you have probably seen. Intruder, Scott Spiegel, fantastic cast, crazy film, super gory, ultra fun slasher flick. Any love for Intruder out there? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of love for Intruder. Awesome movie. Yes. Good slasher. Yes. Because I heard the Rocky theme as you were saying that and picturing Mickey and Apollo training montage with you. Bruce Campbell, Sam, and Teddy Raimi. That is right. No, this is another Synapse Blu-ray. Intruder grew on me. I liked it way better the second time. But yeah, I liked super gory, and there's like a POV from the telephone's point of view. That's Scott Spiegel. That's the kind of shot. That's a Spiegel shot. Yeah, really fun slasher, low budget, but like Sam Raimi plays a clerk at the grocery store. Basically, a bunch of characters are locked inside a grocery store overnight, and one of them is a killer. But yeah, Sam Raimi is in there. Ted Raimi is in there. Bruce Campbell's in there for a short time. Lot of fun. I know a lot of people have seen it. I know it's well respected, but I don't hear a whole lot of people talk about it very much. But yeah, and this is the director's cut. All that nastiness is here in its entirety. Intruder is just all kinds of awesome. It's Evil Dead in the grocery store. There you go. I love Blood Rage 2, Jason. I didn't add it to the list, but I love Blood Rage 2. Great slasher. Definitely solid picks tonight, Piz. Thank you, Jason. All right, let's talk about candy. Let's talk about some Halloween candy recommendations before we move on to vampires. Um, I don't know about you all, but I mean, the ultimate Halloween candy for me is the jack o' lantern shaped Reese cups. I don't know what it is about. I guess it's just that they're bigger and it's more peanut butter and more chocolate, but they taste better than just the regular Reese cups. Um, they're so good. I love those freaking things. Um, so that's like number one on my list. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I like the old school, those peanut butter candies that came in the black and orange wrappers. They're you can get them anywhere, but I always remember liking those. Um, you can't go wrong with Twizzlers. Twizzlers are always good. The little Twizzlers are always great for Halloween. Uh, one thing I'm not a huge fan of is the party size like Snickers and Milky Ways and stuff. I like the full chocolate bar. I want the full bar. I don't want the party size. I mean, they're okay, but so I'm not a huge fan of those. Whenever I'd get those in my trick or treat bag. Did anybody else here? I mean, of course there was that rumor. I'm sure the fear of the poisoned candies or the razors and apples and all that crap. I remember my mother saying like, "Okay, I've got to taste test everything before you eat it," which just gave her the excuse to eat my freaking candy. I've never forgiven her for that, and I never will, never will, because I know even then, as a little kid, I was like, really, you got to taste test my, half my bag of M&Ms and then give me the other half. I worked for that candy. Okay, that was me out there in the street, dressed in all black, in the dark, nothing reflective on me. I risked my life for that candy, not you, and you get half of it. Forgive her, PS. Forgive her. uh, Homemade popcorn. I remember popcorn balls. I wasn't a huge fan of the popcorn balls, but I remember those. He's teaching you how taxes work. Well, you know what? That's sure, sure, sure. We'll just say that. Hey, Thunder Knock Studios, how are you doing? Let's see, what are some other good candies? Christmas candies or just Christmas food. I love caramel apples. That's not really, you don't really get caramel apples in Christmas stuff, but that's like, whenever you'd go into the supermarket and you'd see the candy apples were out, that was like a reminder, like, oh crap, it's fall. Halloween is here. Because, the candy apples are out at the Kroger. You know what I mean? Kit Kats, yeah, I like Kit Kats. Kit Kats are good. My kids won't eat Milk Duds. I was never a big fan of. Well, wait a minute. Which are the chewy ones? Is that the Milk Duds? Or is that a different one I'm thinking of? They're very chewy. That Milk Duds. That's something else. Don't remember. Do I have any family friendly horror movies I can recommend? Okay, Milk Duds. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like those. I like Milk Duds. What about Dots? You guys remember Dots? I used to like those. Not a big fan of Whoppers. I'm more of a Milk Duds kind of guy. Family friendly horror. Uh, well, I was going to say the Monster Squad, but the Monster Squad may not be considered family friendly anymore. You haven't seen Intruder, do not watch the trailer. It gives away who the killer is. Warning, don't watch the trailer for Intruder. Just watch Intruder. Jeremy's top favorite Halloween candy would be Snickers, Milky Ways. He's a chocolate bar kind of guy. So I would say Snickers, Milky Ways, and Three Musketeers. Or I'd throw Kit Kats in there. Maybe Kit Kats would be number 3. All right, so we talked about we talked about Halloween candy. Cool. Family. Okay, what about Are You Afraid of the Dark? You can find episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark on YouTube. There was that new Are You Afraid of the Dark series that came out not long ago. You can find them on DVD now, and they've got some of the old episodes with them. Let's see. Family friendly horror. I don't know. What are some family friendly horror flicks that we can recommend? R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour, Corpse Bride, Sleepy Hollow, Frankenweenie, The Halloween Tree. Cannibal Holocaust is a great family film. I agree. Great. Just fun for the whole family, that Cannibal Holocaust. Rob Zombie's Halloween, another good one. I agree. Gremlins. Yeah, there you go. Dark Night of the Scarecrow. I guess it depends on how old the kids are. Dark Night of the Scarecrow might be too much for some really young kids, maybe. The Gate, Ghoulies. Hey, Scatterbrain, what's up? All right, let's move on here. Beetlejuice, yeah, sure. There might be some coarse language in Beetlejuice, but I don't know. All right, let's move on. Let's see. We are on to which genre? Vampires. Let's talk about some vampire flicks for this Halloween season. This is a great 80s vampire flick I never hear anybody talk about, and it's an absolute shame. I think because there were so many great 80s, there were so many great vampire movies in the 80s, The Lost Boys, Near Dark, so on and so forth. This one's maybe slipped through the cracks, but I love it. Vamp with Grace Jones. Robert Russler is in this. Great cast. Really fun. It straddles the line between horror and comedy. It's got a great sense of humor. Really fun movie. This would be a good one to watch on Halloween night too, with like some friends and, you know, maybe having a couple of beers or something. Grace Jones is I first watched this when I was a kid, and I remember feeling really weird during Grace Jones's striptease. I was equally scared and attracted. And yeah, so
Mama. Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this cloth smells of death.
thank you, Chris, for the €3 super chat. Great stream. I'll see the rest tomorrow. Bye. All right, Chris, take care, man. Appreciate it. Have a good. Is it? Chris is in Germany. I'm not sure. Probably very late in Germany. But thanks for hanging out with us, man. I got Vamp not too long ago. Cool. I found Vamp on VHS the other day. I watched Vamp today. Oh, very cool, Mike. Yeah. But yeah, check out Vamp. This is the Arrow Blu-ray. I'm sure it's still in print. Let's look into it, shall we? Vamp Blu-ray on Amazon, $15. Definitely worth it. Worth every penny. Vamp is fun. Yes, it is. It's 4:53 a.m. over there. Well, have a good night, Chris. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Always a pleasure. Could Trick or Treat count as a vampire because there is that one guy who kills people with his fake teeth? No, I mean, Trick or Treat would be more of an anthology. That would fall under the anthology umbrella. So yes, Vamp. If you've not seen Vamp, highly recommend it. Add it to your Halloween season watch list. I've got one more here, but I do not own it on physical media, which I'm going to change that very soon. And that is the film The Transfiguration. I believe this is on Shudder, and you should definitely look into it. I freaking adored this movie. It reminded me a little bit of Let the Right One In. Not as good as Let the Right One In, but I really loved it. Great movie. Definitely sticks with you. Phenomenal cast. Here's the Google plot synopsis. Troubled teen Milo hides behind his fascination with vampire lore. When he meets the equally alienated Sophie, the two form a bond that begins to challenge Milo's dark obsession, blurring his fantasy into reality. Larry Fessenden is also in the film. I believe Larry Fessenden was a producer on The Transfiguration. Anybody out there seen The Transfiguration? The Transfiguration came out. It's a relatively newer film, 2016. I can't say enough good things about it. I don't want to say too much about it, but I definitely want you to check it out. If you've not seen The Transfiguration, do it. Watch it. Add it to your list this year. I think it will. I think you'll be happy that you did. All right, Brian, take care, man. Thanks for hanging out. I like Steakland a lot too. I loved Steakland. I liked Steakland too. Kind of, a little bit like Martin, yeah. The Transfiguration's got a little Martin in it. Yes, it does. But yeah, check it out. I highly, highly recommend it. It was one of my favorite movies of 2016. I like Innocent Blood, PD Zombie. I like Innocent Blood. All right, let's see. Werewolves. Let's talk about some werewolf movies. As we all know, there are just not a whole lot of good werewolf movies out there. Um, but this is one that I saw fairly recently. I really liked it, and it's one that I don't hear a whole lot of people talk about, and that's Late Phases. Any fans of Late Phases? A very, not sure how I should, it's an emotional kind of werewolf movie. Um, really, speaking of Stakeland, the guy who plays Mister in Stakeland is the star of Late Phases. Yes, very sad. Yes, very sad. Great story. Great story, but yes, it is sad. I love Late Phases. Piz, I need to see Howling 2. Where can I find a decent Blu-ray for under $100? That I don't know, Nico. That I don't know. I'm sure you can find the DVD of it out there somewhere. If not, let me know. I've got the DVD here somewhere. I'll send it to you. But if you've not seen The Howling 2, you need to watch The Howling 2. So let me know. You like werewolf movies, Sting of the Scorpion? Well, have you seen Late Phases? Because I would certainly recommend it. I really like Late Phases. Nick D'Amici, I think. Ethan Embry and Lance Guest, yes. Halloween 2 and Jaws 4. Lance Guest is in Late Phases. I saw somebody mention the Wolf of Snow Hollow. Yes, I like the Wolf of Snow Hollow too, PD Zombie. The Wolf of Snow Hollow is also definitely worth checking out. I believe that was Robert Forster's last movie too. It's also got that one's got kind of an emotional, edge to it too. So yeah, I'd recommend both Late Phases and The Wolf of Snow Hollow. But definitely, if you've not seen Late Phases, do so. Really enjoyed that film. Not a lot of great werewolf movies out there. Late Phases is certainly a good one. I love Silver Bullet, Jinx. Love Silver Bullet. I know I'm going senior citizen, old school tonight, so forgive me, but The Werewolf 1956 is a great werewolf movie. Let me make sure I'm not confusing that one with another movie. Actually, I don't think I've seen this one. Nope, I've not seen that one, Nico. I've been meaning to go back and revisit Curse of the Werewolf, though. I was a teenage werebear. Werewolf father and son plot. Yes, for both Late Phases and Wolf of Snow Hollow. Yep. I have seen Monster Dog with Alice Cooper, Scratch Burno. I almost added Monster Dog to this list. I almost added Monster Dog to this list. Yes. Okay, let's move on here. Where are we at this point? We are at zombies. Zombies. Gotta have a good zombie movie for Halloween, right? I have selected 3 here. This one is a different take on a zombie movie. But I love this movie to death. This movie really surprised the crap out of me when I first saw it a few years ago. And that is Dead Girl. Any fans of Dead Girl out there? I can't really describe the plot for this movie without having this stream age restricted. So, yes, another weird sex movie. What does that say about me? A lot of these movies I've recommended tonight have been weird sex movies or have involved some kind of weird sex. What does that say about me? There's a movie called I Was a Teenage Wereskunk. I will avoid that movie at all costs. I will avoid that movie at all costs. Dead Girl is so good. Yes, Dead Girl is so good. So good. The longer Piz's hair gets, the kinkier he gets. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Let Sleeping Corpses Lie was almost, that one almost made my list too. But I thought that one's maybe a little more widely known. So for Piz's sex stuff, consult the stream where he read his horoscope. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was kind of surprised by my own horoscope, to be honest. You are a sexual werewolf in a past life? That would explain a lot. That would explain a lot. But Dead Girl is fantastic. If you've not seen this movie, I highly recommend it. It's not your typical zombie movie, so don't expect hordes of zombies attacking and eating people. Let's see. Every generation has its story about the horror of growing up. There you go. From the producer of Hellraiser and Heathers. I actually think that's a great sort of, yeah, Hellraiser meets Heathers with a zombie chained to a table. Yeah. If you've not seen Dead Girl, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Hey, Jeremiah Lambert, what's up, man? How are you doing? Return of the Living Dead for absolute zombie classic. The zombies in it are still one of the most unique takes on them. I agree, Jeremiah. I agree. All right, let's move on. All right, this is, oh my God, this is also a different kind of zombie movie. They're zombies, but they're not your typical zombies. Nightmare City. This could kind of actually be described as like an infection movie, an infection kind of zombie movie. Here's the plot synopsis. When a radioactive spill causes mass contamination, thousands of infected citizens are transformed into bloodthirsty undead fiends. Nightmare City. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. So much fun. It's action. There's action elements, there's zombie elements, it's all over the place. It's an Umberto Lenzi film, so that should key you in onto kind of what's going on here. Um, yeah, Nightmare City. So fun. So freaking fun. Any love for Nightmare City in the chat here? Any love for Nightmare City in the chat here? Sounds like a serious Night of the Demons. Nightmare City is a classic, yes. Never seen it. Oh, you should. You should. Love the cover art? Yes. I like it, but that ending. What don't you like about the ending? Thing of the Scorpion. This is this Umberto Lenzi's masterpiece? Uh, 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 it also stars the incomparable Hugo Stiglitz. Hugo Stiglitz. Lenzi has had multiple classics. I don't know. Let's look up Umberto. Because he's done so much. Let's see. The man has directed how many films? 67 credits to his name, including La Casa 3. Let's see here. Let's go down. Cannibal Ferox. Spasmo. I mean, my God, Spasmo. Good Lord. Desert Commandos, Oasis of Fear, Eyeball. Did he direct, what's that serial killer flick? Didn't he direct that? What was that movie called? Nightmare Beach, of course. Eaten Alive. Yeah, good Lord. Yeah, Hitcher in the Dark. Oh my God, Umberto Lenzi. Had to have one Lenzi film on the on the list here. Doing good, Piz. Writing down all your recommendations I haven't seen for future viewing. Nice, Jeremiah. Nightmare City and Zombie Apocalypse with John Saxon would make a great double feature. Or Nightmare City and what's the Slaughter Beach? Or it's also got John Saxon. Nightmare Beach. Is that right? I don't know. I'm running out of steam. Good picks tonight, Piz. Thank you. There's Rizami in the chat. Hey, Rizami, how are you? Burial Ground is a fun zombie movie, but everybody knows Burial Ground. Really good list tonight, Piz. Way off the beaten path stuff. Hugo Stiglitz is Mexican. Hugo Stiglitz rocks. Anyway, Nightmare City, if you've not seen Nightmare City, check it out. Also, check out Nightmare Beach. Really fun movie. All right, last zombie movie. Now, I really loved this movie. This movie was made on a budget of it basically didn't have any budget. Honestly, I mean, this thing was shot on a super low budget. The budget was 45. Let me see. Let me make sure here. it was extremely low budget. But what the filmmaker was able to do with that ultra low budget is pretty freaking incredible. I want to find the exact budget here. £40. The production budget was an astoundingly low £40. That's pretty incredible. Anyway, the movie I'm talking about is Colin. Has anybody ever seen or heard of the film Colin? 45 cents. There's I've seen movies that it looks like they were made for 45 cents. But yeah, so Colin is, it basically, there's a zombie apocalypse in the UK, and Colin is a survivor, but Colin's girlfriend gets bitten and she ends up biting him, and the movie just kind of follows him around as a zombie. And it's so good. It's so good. And the end of the film is incredibly sad, but beautiful at the same time. So what this filmmaker, Mark Price, was able to do on a $75 budget is incredible. Absolutely incredible. If you've not seen Colin, I highly, highly recommend it. Let's look it up here and see if it's available anywhere. $10 on Amazon. Worth every penny. Or you can buy it used for $5. Can't go wrong with Colin. Really, really impressive film. I would not be scared of a zombie named Colin. Let's see. I need to check out Colin. Yes, you do. Yes, everybody, if you've not seen Colin, look into it. Like I said, really, really impressive for the budget. I would say just impressive in general. I really liked this movie. Definitely look into it and check it out. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Colin is on Plex for free. Okay, I'm not familiar with Plex, but if it's like Tubi or something, fantastic. Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Oh my goodness. We've only got one genre left, but then I've also thrown in a movie that was my favorite movie of last year, my favorite horror movie of last year. I asked if anybody out there, I've talked about this movie. I believe I've said it's my favorite movie from last year. Does anybody want to take any guesses? Because I don't think anybody answered correctly earlier. I forget, is the Halloween H2O commentary this Friday or next? Next Friday. Next Friday is when we'll do the Halloween H2O commentary. All right, so last genre is Giallo. Now, this movie could have easily landed in my sleaze and trash category. This movie has quickly become not just one of my favorite Giallo movies, but one of my favorite movies I've seen recently. Love this movie. It is from director Lamberto Bava. Delirium. God, this movie is so good. So freaking good. Again, though, I reviewed this movie. If you do decide to purchase this Blu-ray, don't look at the back of it. Why in the world did they put the killer right on the back of the Blu-ray? And it's not even like, I mean, he's there making a very demented looking face and holding a knife. Why would you put the killer on the back of the Blu-ray? And if you look up this movie on Google, there's just pictures of the killer everywhere. So don't Google this movie. If you buy the Blu-ray, don't look at the back of it. If you don't want everything, the killer's identity spoiled. But anyway, this is such a good, ultra sleazy, perverse, Giallo. And Lamberto Bava really pulls out all the stops here when it comes to the visuals. The killer has some kind of the killer sees one victim as just, their face is just one big eye, one big bloodshot eye. And then later in the film, the killer sees another victim. She's getting out of the shower at the time, so she's sans clothing, but she's got a bee's head. So it's a naked woman with a bee's head. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And the lovely Serena Grande, just, muy bueno. Muy bueno. Yeah, I can't say enough about Delirium. This is a fantastic Giallo. I would actually put Delirium above Torso. I would put Delirium above Torso when it comes to, sleazy Giallos. But this movie also has like a fun factor to it, it's a tremendous film. I love Delirium. If you've not seen Delirium, look into Delirium. Did just purchase Slugs. Would anyone recommend Squirm?
Mama. Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this cloth smells of death.
Well, thank you, Joey, for the $2 super chat. I can't wait for Halloween Kills. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to Halloween Kills too. I wish it would hurry up and get here. Yeah. Are you going to be watching it at home on Peacock? Or are you going to be going to the theater, Joey? Lamberto's Knife in the Dark is also very... You mean a Blade in the Dark, right? Yes, I like a Blade in the Dark too. I love a Blade in the Dark too. I've not seen Squirm in a really long time. Mishra Shade. I love Slugs, so you definitely made a good purchase there. I don't remember very much about Squirm. Delirium is awesome and loopy and very sexy. It is indeed. It is indeed. I refuse to strip nude for my killer. Dave loves Delirium. Delirium is the Trash Stash's favorite Lamberto Bava. Very nice. Very nice. Autopsy. I don't think so. I don't think I've seen that. This Count guy is kind of, you are kind of amusing, Count. Um, I'm still gonna time you out though. I don't think I've seen Autopsy, Nico. I'll be going to the theater at night. The more spooky, eerie atmosphere. There you go. It's in the Forgotten Giallo collection of favorite. Oh, I'll have to look into Autopsy. I've not seen it. Let me throw out a couple of other Giallos. A couple of more recent ones that I saw, I actually did reviews of. Both Sergio Martino flicks. Your Vice is a locked room and only I have the key. And The Case of the Scorpion's Tail. Both very good Giallos. Highly recommend them. If you've not seen either, add those to your list also. Yes. Let's see here. I think a couple of people did guess. Well, I guess I can't call it a guess, but you got it right. You hit the nail on the head, talking about my favorite movie of last year. This would be a great one to watch on Halloween night. Again, turn out all the lights. Turn your cell phone on. Just sit in the dark and be scared. This was my favorite horror movie of last year, The Dark and the Wicked. I believe this is on Shudder. I'm pretty sure it is on Shudder. I was just really taken aback with this movie. I thought how this movie depicted evil, or an evil force, or an evil entity, or a demon, or whatever that's tormenting that family. It was done in a very different and far more sinister way than, like, in the Conjuring movies, or Paranormal Activity or something like that. And there's just so many spooky, freaky, creepy moments in the film. And there's a lot going on under the surface that they don't spell out for you, but you can. There was some abuse going on in that family. That's kind of why the movie's called The Dark and the Wicked. So, think you can maybe fill in the blanks a little bit, but yeah, I can't say enough good about The Dark and the Wicked. If you've not seen it, definitely watch it. Great freaking movie. And again, turn out all the lights, silence your cell phone, and just, yeah, fantastic film. So that's it. That was my entire list right there. I'll check it out, even though Lauren said it was trash. Lauren did not say it was trash. I believe it was on Lauren's favorites of last year list also. I did see somebody mentioned Empty Man. Empty Man is also very good. If you haven't seen The Empty Man, or just Empty Man, do so. That one's also really good. I didn't quite like it as much as Lauren did. I think it's a little too long. Kind of goes off the rails a little bit toward the end, but up to that, it still really good movie. The opening 15 minutes of that movie just freaking blows your mind. Great choices. Thanks for the live stream. Well done. This was so fun. Definitely keeping the lights on if I watch that. No, don't. Keep the lights off. The Lodge was right up there too, believe in the hype. I really liked The Lodge. That one, The Lodge and The Dark and the Wicked would be 1 and 2 on my list for last year. And then Empty Man would be right up there too. It would definitely be in the top 5. Maybe top 3, I don't know. It'd be right up there. Dark and the Wicked is great. Definitely second that recommendation.
Mama. Yes, darling, what is it?
This cloth.
This cloth.
It smells
of death.
Thank you, Mish Rashade. Have you seen Night of the Hunter with Robert Mitchum? Yes, I have. That is that's a very good movie. Very good movie. I would recommend Night of the Hunter to add that to your list also. I would certainly recommend that also. But thank you for the $9.99 super chat. I certainly appreciate it. And that is and Night of the Hunter would be a recommendation. I'd add it to the list too. Definitely. I like how this guy's just waiting out his timeouts. And he's just waiting them out. I like that. Jay the Stingray, what's up, man? How are you doing, buddy? Dead Heat is fun. Making my way through Midnight Mass. Slow-paced but great new spooker from Mike Flanagan. I actually mentioned a Mike Flanagan movie earlier in the stream, Roth. Are you familiar with Absentia? If you've not seen Absentia, check it out. Let's go back through the list here really quickly. And thank you all for 157 likes on the stream. I appreciate that. So yeah, let's go back through the list, do a quick recap here. All right. So, under documentaries, I had The American Nightmare. Great horror movie. Documentary interviews with John Carpenter, Tobe Hooper, George Romero, David Cronenberg, Wes Craven. Such an intelligent and just excellent documentary on the genre. Faux documentary, Ghost Watch. If you've not seen Ghost Watch, like I said, move heaven and earth to find Ghost Watch and watch it. That would be a perfect one for Halloween night. Anthologies, Amusement, and The Basement. Supernatural films, The Midnight Hour, and Full Circle, aka The Haunting of Julia. Trash and Sleaze. Pieces, of course, Pieces is going to be on my list for Trash and Sleaze. The Last Slumber Party and Dream a Little Evil. Again, I only recommend those if you're going to be having like a party on Halloween night and you're going to have some friends over and you're going to be having some drinks. I think those would be great to have a good laugh to. Serial Killers, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer 2, The Ugly and the Minus Man, found footage movies, The Collingswood Story, Paranormal Entity, The Taking of Deborah Logan, and I threw Hell House LLC on that list also. Body horror, The Beast Within. WTF movies, The Pit and Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker. Underrated and overlooked, Pin and Absentia. Slashers, Intruder, The Dorm That Dripped Blood, and I, Madman. Vampire movies, Vamp and The Transfiguration. Werewolves, Late Phases. Zombies, Dead Girl, Nightmare City, and Colin. Giallo, Delirium, The Case of the Scorpion's Tail, and Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key. And the cherry on top, my favorite movie of last year, The Dark and The Wicked. So, a lot of recommendations there, I know, but October's a long month. And, instead of watching the usual, of course, you got to watch Halloween during October. You got to watch Halloween 2 during October, Trick or Treat, so on and so forth. Dig a little deeper. There's some great deep cuts out there. So, and hopefully I was able to shed some light on a few of those. And they will hopefully brighten your Halloween season. Roth Sothi, Absentia, definitely. Piz, are you at all psyched for the Chucky series? I don't know if I would say I'm psyched, but I will watch it. I still want to see the documentary on Ghost Watch. I can't find it anywhere. It's a very good documentary. It might be on that DVD. The DVD's buried under all the other releases. Oh, it's going to be a pain in the butt to put those back on the shelf. But it's a very good documentary, Jay. Thank you, Piz. That's why I love your channel. Well, thank you, Shannon. Great stream, Piz. I had to switch to my phone. It's Jamie B here under a different account. Oh, thank you, Jamie. I'm glad you got to hang out and talk some movies with us. I hope you're having a good early October down there in Australia. How about Vinegar Syndrome's release of Ticks in 4K? I'm going to buy it because it's Ticks in 4K. So I will buy it. Hey, Piz, what is your favorite kill from Halloween H2O? Oh, man. Are there any really good kills in that movie? Oh, the one where Michael slams the dumbwaiter on that girl's leg, like just totally jacks her leg up. That one was pretty nasty. And it was really brutal too, because Michael like puts his boot on the back of her neck and holds her down while he stabs her. That one's pretty brutal. I'd have to go with that one. Thanks for all the suggestions. Just a few I've seen, so plenty of stuff to watch this month. Are you psyched for the Bucky series? There's no Bucky series. But like I said earlier, if you're planning on tuning in for the Dwight H. Little Bloodstream, no promises, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bucky does not make an appearance during that stream. So probably it'll be the Bucky. It'll be the first time Dwight Little's seen Bucky in over 30 years. So don't forget, no Halloween season is complete without Rob Zombie's Halloween. That is incorrect. That is not correct. Great stream, Piz. Fun chat as well. Best wishes to you and Jeremy. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Would I recommend the Warlock movies? Yes, I would. I would recommend the Warlock movies. I even remember the third Warlock movie not being bad. I don't remember it being great, but I don't remember it being bad. I remember it looking really good. Like whoever directed it, they definitely added a lot of style to that movie. And Ashley Lawrence is in it, and she's always, nice. So, Piz, please put the list in the description. Oh, good idea, Relic. Good idea. which is my favorite vampire from the Lost Boys? David, of course. David's the coolest. Got the best outfit, you know. It had to be hot though. He's got like that long black trench coat. He's got like a leather jacket on under it. And this is California. That couldn't have, well, but I mean, he's got no blood circulation because he's a vampire. I mean, I get it. I get it. Great stream and list tonight. Thank you. Warlock and Waxwork series, those are both good for Halloween. I heard Blumhouse is open to do more Halloween after this trilogy. Thoughts? Definitely not surprised. I'm telling you, give them, after Halloween ends, I'd give them 2 years, maybe 3 before they're developing a new reboot, or their own take on Halloween 3. Or their follow-up to Halloween 3. I think Grandpa was half vamp. I think in the comic books they may have said that he was. I think in the comic book series he was a vampire hunter. He was an old school vampire hunter maybe. I know in the comic books the Sax Man is a vampire hunter. So Night of the Demons 3 is not good. It's not good. But if you've seen the first 2, you might as well see the third one. I've seen Carnival of Souls, yeah. Yeah, good movie. So if you've not subscribed to the Region Free YouTube channel, you should definitely do so. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a live commentary for the 1986 heavy metal horror classic, Trick or Treat. So definitely, that'll be fun. On October the 11th, I'm going to be doing a blood stream with Dwight H. Little. That should be a lot of fun. Oh man, I mean, the guy's worked in like every single genre. He's had successes in every single genre. That should be a fun chat. So definitely mark your calendars for October the 11th, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Indeed. We already did a License to Drive live commentary. Listen, when we do our Halloween Kills show, that's going to be an interesting one because B-Movie Mike has committed to that show. Lauren's going to be there. And I'm really interested to hear their thoughts on Halloween Kills. And I wish that thing would just come out. Just come on out. I'm tired of waiting for that thing. Tired of waiting for it. Bring it on. Release it tomorrow. So we have been going for, how long have we been going here? Almost 3 hours. Holy crap. Where is the time gone? We've been going for almost 3 hours. We've got 165 likes on the stream. Wow. Thank you all for all of the love. I appreciate it. This has been A lot of fun. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. And hopefully I shed some light on some movies that maybe you've not heard of, or movies that maybe you have heard of, but just haven't seen. Go and check them out. So, Jeremy and I are going to see Kills in the theater. So we'll probably do like we did with the new Candyman, do like a Jeremy time video on the road to Halloween Kills, and get Jeremy's thoughts on the movie. And so I will do that, Nico. Yes, I will do that. 3 hours and YouTube didn't even give a notification you went live. Lame. Oh, really? I mean, that doesn't really surprise me. But yeah. All right, let me do some shout outs here before I sign off. Shout out to Nico for the $5 super chat. Shout out to Patrick Anderson for the $4.99 super chat. Shout out to Ernesto Lopez for the $1.99 super chat. Shout out to Brian Short for the $4.99 super chat. Ernesto Lopez, thank you for the additional $4.99 super chat. Phantasm81, thank you for the 100 pesos super chat. Carter Shoemaker, thank you for the $5 super chat. Chris, thank you for the €3 super chat. Joey, thank you for the $2 super chat. And Mish Rashade, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate it. If you haven't left a like on the stream, please do so. I would certainly appreciate it. Let's see who's still with me. Thank you, Sting of the Scorpion, 1978. Campfire Stories, 1982. Reorden. And thank you, Big Crack Rock, for the gifted sub over on Twitch. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Let's see who's still with me here on the YouTube. Miss Rashade, thank you for the additional $9.99 super chat. Parting gift. Keep up the good work and have a good night. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Jay the Stingray is still here. Anthony Jordan, Selmer Slasher, Shannon Pruill, Jinx, Chucky, Charles, Lee, Ray, Joe Cool, Nico, Eric Samuel, Perry, Robert Long, Joey, Phantasm 81, Dave Vanderhoff, Nuclear Fusion, Jamie Blanks, who is here with us tonight hanging out, JS, Scatterbrain, Jason Stroud, Mode 7, PD Zombie, Roth Sothy, there's Big Crack Rock, Joshua Kritzer, The Trash Stash, Rock Music Forever 90, Relic.
Mama. Yes, darling, what is it?
Mother,
This cloth smells death.
Thank you all again. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. Again, mark your calendars for October 11th. The new Bloodstream will go live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with special guest Dwight H. Little. Also keep your eyes peeled. There's a good possibility that there will be 2 other Bloodstreams this month with special guests. So keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be a busy month. The Dollar Tree Horror Movie Challenge reviews will be out soon. I've got Bad Michael Myers masks to unbox and unbag. I've got more reviews. I'm going to try and do another trivia challenge with Jeremy. Maybe I can talk Jeremy into going to a haunted house, and we'll film Jeremy going through a haunted house. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot I want to do this October. I'm just hoping I can squeeze all of it in. All right. Again, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Be good. Take care. Follow me on social media. Trying to think of all the things that I asked Jeremy to say. Love you guys. Be good. Be nice. Anyway, have a great night. Take care. Peace.